Hello my peaches, what's up? I am Pratha and welcome to today's video. We are talking about the new launches, especially the Gingham ones, the Gingham variants that Bath and Body Works have launched, but I have all the new things with me here in this video, so I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's quickly roll the intro. So the first one that we are going to talk about is Gingham Fresh. And I can say that the packaging on this is pretty self-explanatory. And the notes on this are juicy pear, sparkling clementine, and fresh daisies. Now, I have sprayed these in the cap, and by the way, the nozzles are like matching the packaging, so I'm really liking that fact. I always like that effort that Bath and Body Works put in the packaging. I really appreciate it always. It opens up with a slightly smooth citrusiness along with your pear, and the pear initially smells like, when you take a bite into a pear and you eat it along with the peel, and that peel kind of tastes a little bitter. So that green feel and that green fragrance that hits your nose in the very first bite along with the bitterness, that is what I smell in here when I first spray this. And it's a juicy pear for sure, along with clementines. Definitely has that greenness from the peel, and it's very juicy. It's not like your gourmand, leaning gourmand kind of a fragrance. No, it's all these notes are just kind of making it smell juicy and green and floral, because it also has the daisies. So it's a floral, fresh, slightly sharp, but green and juicy kind of fragrance in here. I am not super impressed with this one. This is not something that I like putting on myself. It is definitely for people who like their fragrances to be on the green side, and on the, like, if you like pear note in your fragrances and you're looking for a fresh pear juicy fragrance and like a non-sweet, I can almost call it a non-sweet fragrance. It's not that sweet, very slight sweetness in it, just like the original Gingham. So if you like that kind of vibe, if you want something with a pear note in it and you want something sharp and fresh, then you can definitely pick this one up. But this is not my personal preference among all the new launches. I just have to put it out there. And now moving on to the next one. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Gingham Vibrant. Loving the packaging on these guys, and all the pictures on them are kind of like the flower and the berry pictures are kind of self-explanatory. Again, I would like to say that. And it has the notes of wild blackberries, candied violets, and soft vanilla. Now, when I smelled this, I was like, this is a repackage of something for sure, or this is very similar to something else that I have smelled. Now, the thing with this one is that it is like a fresh take on a berry fragrance. Like, we have Dream Bright, which is kind of masculine, but definitely more lifted in comparison to Dark Kiss. Then we have Prismatic Stars, and we have Golden Decade. They have a dense, like, they have the berry notes in them, but the woodiness in the base in them is kind of, or the cashmere is kind of making them dense berry fragrances. But this one, on the other hand, the berry note in it is very similar to all these three that I just mentioned, but those are definitely denser because of their base notes. But this one is like a fresher take on a sweet berry fragrance. It's a very light, lifted, young kind of a fragrance in here, just like Gingham Love. Like, Gingham Love has the sugared berries, but this one on the other hand has the wild blackberries. So that is what is the difference in them and this. But this is more like your more summer appropriate kind of berry fragrance, and it's like very fresh, very lifted, very much like a college going girl or somebody like that wearing a very fresh and berry kind of a fragrance. It's not as sweet as Gingham Love. It's slightly on the fresher side of things. It's a lot more lifted and has a very young vibe to it. So it is interesting if you don't have any berry fragrance and you're particularly looking for a summer berry fragrance for yourself, which is like very lifted from the florals. It definitely has some florals that are not listed, but I am telling you that this is a very lifted kind of fragrance, and it's your typical fresh berry kind of fragrance, which is very summer appropriate. So if you don't have any berry fragrance at all in your collection and you're looking for a very fresh and young kind of berry fragrance, then you can definitely look in the direction of this. But this was a total pass for me because I have so many berry fragrances that I did not feel the need of having this in my collection. Now coming on to the third new variant, which is Gingham Gorgeous. And this is such a beautiful pink packaging, guys. I mean, I don't care showing you all of the packagings, but this is so pretty. And the notes on this are pink strawberries, peach nectar, and peony blooms. Oh my god, I have to say this is my most favorite out of the three. This is such a beautiful fragrance in here. This is not worth missing out on. I'm generally not a floral fragrance lover, but I can say that I like this even more than the original Gingham for sure. This is such a beautiful, pink, feminine, sweet strawberry fragrance. Somebody in the comment section was like repeatedly asking for a strawberry fragrance which is not You're the One or Strawberry Pound Cake. So I can say that I got bored of You're the One because of the rose note in it. But this strawberry fragrance, oh god, this is not cloying. This is not light on the sweetness, but this is not cloying. The freshness of peonies and it's just so beautiful. The pink strawberries in it are just so beautiful, guys. It literally smells like a very beautiful, clean, fresh, floral, yet sweet and fruity. Not even fruity, I would like to call it a sweet, florally fragrance, which is very delicate smelling and very feminine and very, I don't know, princessy. I don't know, it's just so beautiful that I fell in love in the very first sniff, and I was wearing it yesterday. I am not claiming that for everyone, but I could smell it for good 5 hours on myself, 5 to 6 hours. So this was like, I'm not saying that it was projecting all the time, but it definitely was there and it definitely was like noticeable on me. So I'm really liking this. If there's one variant that I would go for from the new ones, then that definitely has to be Gingham Gorgeous. This is like an exception when I like a floral, and when I like it, it's so good. You guys know that. So I would highly recommend that you do not miss out on Gingham Gorgeous when the sale comes up. The next one that I picked up is Amethyst Waves. Now, I was really gravitating towards these because of a simple reason of me being interested in crystals these days, not from the point of view of they attracting something for me, but more so the looks of them, the colors, the sparkle in them, the beauty of them. That is what is really attracting me these days. And the packaging on these as well are very much inspired from the crystals themselves. The notes on this are dreamberries, wild blooms, soft sandalwood. This is just another berry fragrance, I have to say, but this is more like creamy but at the same time powdery kind of berry fragrance. It has the berries, it has some creamy sandalwood in the base, but then has some kind of powderiness and slight muskiness to it. So that creamy sandalwood is more of a warm creamy sandalwood. It's not like your regular sandalwood. It's kind of adding some warmth and some creaminess to it. It's definitely a different kind of fragrance, and I don't have anything which exactly matches this. And it's nice, it's different, but again a berry fragrance. I am nowadays feeling that berry is so overdone in Bath and Body Works. I would say if you don't have a warm berry fragrance and if you're really curious about this creamy, powdery, musky, warm berry combination in here, then you can definitely go for this. But again, this one is a pass for me for a simple reason, because in the berry fragrances I have Pastel Skies and Among the Clouds with me, so I could have done without it. If you have missed out on, like, it's not similar to them, because when I compared it to Pastel Skies is like so much, on the fluffy, sugary, warm side of things. This is not that warm. It's more like your it's you know what, let's leave all those behind, and let me just say that this is going to be your beautiful touch of warm, creamy, powdery fragrance, like a berry fragrance for the summer times. Those are not summer appropriate. This is more like a summer appropriate version of all these warm berry fragrances. So this is a warm berry powdery combination in here, which, if you don't have something like this, you're definitely going to enjoy it, and it's not going to disappoint you at all. Trust me on that. I'm just feeling that this launch has been pretty good this time. And the last one that we are going to talk about is Emerald Mist. And the notes on this are fresh rainfall, sun-kissed pear, and blonde woods. Again, the similar kind of packaging, very much inspired from the textures of the emerald stone. And this fragrance really impressed me in the very first spray. Now, let me say this, that this is more or less like if you've smelled that candle by the lakeside or something from Bath and Body Works. I have it in the other room. I'm just lazy enough to get it here right now. Like, I'm in general lazy enough to go and pick up the other stuff that I mention most of the times. Either I plan it properly, but if I have not planned it, I never get up from in front of the camera. This one, it impressed me because it's a very, like, the rainfall note has been created by this aquatic, but a soapy aquatic note, but it's like a soft soapy fragrance in here. After a very long time, after So Smooch, I have smelled this good of an aquatic or a soapy fragrance, I can say. It's more like your soft, fresh, juicy kind of soapy fragrance in here. It is something, if you like your clean fragrances enough, you are really, really going to enjoy it. It really has that fresh and lifted and very, very bright kind of a soap note to it, which has been mentioned as the rainfall note. It's a very beautiful summer appropriate fragrance, and it just smells very luxurious in here. So it smells like a luxurious soapy fragrance. So I am just so much liking it, and my highest recommended fragrances out of all these would be Gingham Gorgeous and Emerald Mist. I'm also a little confused between Amethyst and Emerald Mist, but I'm gonna leave out Amethyst because I stay away from the slight muskiness. And if any fragrance has muskiness, I stay away from it. So from that point of view, Emerald Mist is definitely winning over Amethyst for me. But if you do not have any issues with muskiness, consider these three. Or if you don't like musk, just like me, just go for Emerald Mist and Gingham Gorgeous. They are stunning fragrances for the summertime. Emerald Mist is definitely something that you can wear to the gym or to your workouts or your Zumba classes or your dance classes or whatever, and you are going to smell like luxury without spending too much money, and you're going to smell so pleasant because of that soft soapiness that it has. And I am so happy with this launch this time, and I just cannot appreciate it enough. And the only fragrance in this entire collection that I'm not happy with is Gingham Fresh. It's kind of a pass for me because of I don't like that kind of greenness in my fragrances, and I am more of a fan of my sweet freshies or my smooth freshies. So it's a little too sharp for my liking. So with that, I would like to close down this video. If you're still here watching me and liking me, don't forget to write some comments. And if you don't want to write a comment, leave some emojis. Be it anything you're feeling like, just leave some emojis down below. Let's have some fun. Let's find some unique emojis and put them in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up down below. Keep looking beautiful. Keep smelling good. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day all. Bye bye. Mwah.